10 days out. Both are in Michigan today. Axios is reporting that Dems fear they're blowing the election. I'm going to read a quote. A common gripe among high-level Dems is that Harris does a nice job explaining why people shouldn't vote for Trump, but struggles to crisply explain why they should vote for her. End quote. Rena, why is she having such a hard time articulating her message? To Malik's point, we all thought she was going to win a few months ago, and now it's within the margin of error in almost every state in this country.
I think we have to operate from a set of facts here. When she came out to become the Democrats nominee, she was already facing odds that, as political strategists, we know are not favorable. Have we ever in the modern era had to see somebody run a race for the presidency in a condensed period of time and be set up to win it? Absolutely not. So I reject this premise that she somehow had it in the bag from the jump. She had Biden's money from the jump. She had the infrastructure. And look, here's the thing. She's not Biden. I will say this one thing. That's the one place which we maybe don't hear from her enough on how she would be so different from Biden. But guys, she is his vice president. Is she supposed to come out of the gate saying, hey, I'm going to be completely opposite to this guy? They both are Democrats. And frankly, they both are moderate Democrats on their face. What I really want to say here, though, is she has shown herself to the American public every day of the week. She talks about what she is for. Now, if we're going to hold her to a different standard, then let's be real about that and let's be honest, because this past week we heard from CNN's Van Jones that she is expected to be flawless while he gets to be lawless. And I thought that was the perfect line for the moment. And I normally don't grab lines from other pundits, but what I have to say with that line is it takes me back to exactly how I have seen women as candidates have to run races at all levels of U.S. government for the past almost 20 years I've been in this business. We women are judged by a different rule stick, and the set of circumstances for us are always talked about differently. Why are we judging the potential future commander-in-chief very differently? Oh, it's because of her likability. Meanwhile, Donald Trump, a convicted felon, somebody who told us he wants to be a dictator on day one, and wants to play from the authoritarian's playbook, we're giving this guy a pass. Meanwhile, he sits with Joe Rogan for 3 hours. Let's talk about his potential diminished cognitive ability if he gets a second term. And I want to be very clear here. She, again, is being judged by a different rule book. She's got field offices, a victory operation. What's he got? He's got an RNC chair and his daughter-in-law who's out there making music videos. I rest my case.
Malik, I am running out of time very quickly. Do you think Harris is being held to a double standard?
No, she isn't at all. It was Harris who said that Joe Biden was sharp. This was in January of this year. If the Democratic Party had any type of concerns, what they should have done, they should have actually done this. They should have had an actual primary. When Harris decided to, who was that? Nancy Pelosi decided to oust Joe Biden in a coup. The problem is that Kamala Harris is the most unpopular vice president that we've had in recent history, and people are learning that. So the more people have learned about Kamala Harris, the more they don't like her. That's not a function of Republicans or women being treated differently. Had there actually been a primary in the Democratic Party, we probably would be having a different conversation. That's not on Republicans or sexism. That's on Kamala Harris.
Rena Shah.